While there's no guarantees about anything when it comes to weather forecasting or indeed the weather, I think it's safe to say that the tools that I have been using with regards to the timing of warm and cold spells this winter has paid off quite nicely, and it looks as if the models are showing some interesting things as we go towards the month of February. Thanks for clicking on to the Saturday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. At the time of recording, I'm about 19 subscribers away from 6,000 subs here on the channel. It is the highest number I've ever had, and I would greatly appreciate it if you haven't already done so and you're a lover of all things weather and looking at the big broad picture, looking at the details, looking at why we get a certain type of weather pattern. Well, be sure to hit that subscribe button and show your support. Hit the like button as well. Let myself and YouTube know that you're enjoying the content here in the channel. So in yesterday's video, I looked at the 70 HPA temperature profile, and this is the initial of the model. Now, there is some very interesting things showing up here with regards to the stratospheric warming situation. Yeah, we might be having a recovery at 10 millibars over the next couple of weeks, but it looks as if there is a very different picture being portrayed by the models at the lowest portions of the stratosphere. So yesterday I actually showed you the 50 HPA level. I'm going to show you the 70 HPA level, which is actually the level below that. This is about the level closest to the top of the lowest portion of the stratosphere, top of the stratosphere. Sorry, I'll get there in the end. The lowest portion of the stratosphere, the highest portion of the troposphere, so around about the boundary layer and the tropopause. Now, the reason that's important to show you this level is because when you get the lowest portion of the stratosphere starting to kind of show a mirror image of what's going on in the polar troposphere, then there is reason to believe that the 500 millibar pattern will start to match up with what's going on in the layer above that. So if that makes sense to you, I hope it does. But you can see the strong blocking showing up between far eastern Asia, across the top of North America, and into the southern portions of Greenland, North Atlantic. Now, this is the CFSV2 for the month of February, and that looks rather close if you ask me. So this is the month of February of the model, and we've got the strong blocking to the west of the UK and Ireland, up over Greenland, up over North America, and over the Arctic region in general. That is a very, very different look to what we have now. This is off the GFS extended, and we'll look at the longer range in a second, because both ECMWF, CFSV2, and the GFS all appear to be in bed with each other with regards to the mid to longer term pattern. So this is the upcoming 7-day period, and you don't get much warmer of a pattern during the winter time than this. Strong positive Arctic oscillation, North Atlantic oscillation, twin ridges over North America and over Europe here. This is the opposite pattern to what we had back a week to 10 days ago. But you can see, like I say, off the 70 HPA level, you've got that strong blocking, very similar to where we're seeing the blocking at the 500 millibar level of the atmosphere here. So let's have a look and see what the ECMWF is showing here for the upcoming period. So you can see off the weeklies, this is the extended, this is off weatherbell.com, by the way, in case you're wondering, and you can see what takes place. We've got this change in the overall pattern as we go towards the end of week 1 into week 2 of February here, and you see that it's almost a complete reversal by the time we reach the middle portions of February. Look at this here. So we've got the strong block back over Greenland, North Atlantic, Arctic, negative Arctic oscillation, negative North Atlantic oscillation. We've got the big twin negatives. Rather than the positives that we've got now, we've got the twin negatives, one over Europe, one over North America, particularly so the United States, Central and Eastern United States to be exact. Look at the difference between this and what we have the upcoming 7-day period. Looking at the GFS extended here, similar idea to what ECMWF is indicating. You can see here, as we play through the loop, notice that we see the reversal in the upper air pattern to that block and that negative AO-NAO signal trough either side of the North Atlantic. That would indicate a general cold pattern. To back up the ideas even further, the MJO, something that I've been beating the drum on all winter long here, excellent indicator in terms of warm and cold spells. I said to you that it's done a full rotation within the tropics twice already since the end of November, and it looks as if it's going to do a third rotation. So you can see that the model is starting to pick up on a phase 7, possibly in the 8th of the MJO as we go through the next week or so here. What does this mean? What does it correlate to? Well, if you look at this chart, the phase 7 into phase 8 would correlate to a northerly blocking Greenland high pressure, negative Arctic oscillation, North Atlantic oscillation, and a cold UK winter. So it's already happened twice, not once, but twice. And I have a firm belief that we are going to go back into the same cold phases that delivered the cold in early December, as well as the middle portions of January as well here. And the Arctic oscillation continued to monitor this. This is off GFS ensemble. You can see here that we're in firm positive territory at the moment. We are expected to go back into negative territory. The North Atlantic oscillation too, big extremes between negative and positive. We've seen the response in the pattern as well. It's going back towards neutral once again. Notice here that it doesn't go into firm negative territory, but I think the atmosphere and the models are going to catch up with what is taking place. But with the happenings within the lowest portion of the stratosphere and the Manjulian oscillation, I think, are all coming together very nicely to produce a cold spell during the month of February. The question is this: how cold could it get? And also, how long could the cold spell last? Remember that the MJO hasn't really hung around in a particular warm or cold phase throughout the course of the winter season. The question is, are we going to go quickly through phases 7, 8 into 1, and then go back through phases 2, 3, and back into 4 and 5, which would then mean that we pull out of the cold, any cold that we do get, that is, and we go back to the warm phases once again. That is a possibility, by the way. That is a possibility. But over the next few days, I'm going to be finalising my February forecast, and I'll be releasing it on markvoganweather.com. There will be a link in the description below when that video becomes available. But I'm pretty excited, folks, that we do still have plenty of winter still to come. The nights are very, very slightly increasing in terms of the daylight, so we are ever so slightly starting to shorten the hours of darkness as we move towards the month of February. But quite often, the coldest of winter comes as the nights start to become a little bit brighter for longer here. Dismiss winter at your peril. I think we still have got cold to come. I've said this since the beginning of the winter overall, that we are going to see back and forth between warm and cold. I've been dismissed both with the coming of cold, but also the coming of mild conditions as well. And the MJO certainly has not let me down this winter so far. Is it going to let me down in the month of February? Is the stratospheric warming situation going to let me down? That only time's going to tell. So let's wait and see what happens. Keep it right here on markvoganweather.com on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back again tomorrow with the Global Weather and Climate Report, edition 78. So stay tuned for that as well. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Bye for now.